Good morning, students. Yesterday we discussed about spiral model. A spiral model has 4 phases: planning, risk analysis, development and testing, and evaluation. So each phase we repeat all these tasks, or each phase or each task. Okay, so see the diagram here. This is one spiral, this is another spiral. So first we have to communicate with the customer. Then we move to the planning, then modeling, then construction, then deployment. In planning, we have estimating or scheduling or risk analysis. All these are doing in the planning. Then modeling, have to analysis the project and also design. Means pictorial representation of the project. All these type are done in the modeling. Okay. Next, construction. Here you write the code for the project, and at the after writing the code, we conduct test on that code. If it is working or not, then we have go to the next level, deployment. Deployment means it's nothing but delivery and also give support to the user or customer. Is there any need for him to for any other support? The project developer will take care about the support of the customer, give support to the customer. Finally, we will take feedback from the customer. So these are the advantage. Main here high amount of risk. So here avoidance of risk is enhanced because we have high amount of risk there, hence avoidance of risk is enhanced, and it is used for critical projects. It is used for critical projects. Okay. Next, strong approval and documentation. By using spiral model, has strong approval and documentation control, and also additional functions. Functionalities can be added at a later date. Okay, we have add additional functionality on later date. Then software is produced early in the software life cycle. So you have to produce the software before the end date. Next, disadvantage can be costly model to use. Okay, so it is a costly model to use as compared to waterfall model or incremental model. It is cost as compared to those models. And also here we are take more on risk analysis. So here risk analysis requires highly specific expertise. So the we need here highly specific expertise to identify risk or to identify risk analysis. Next, project success is highly depending upon the analysis phase. So when we analyze the phase, it is depend the project success. If we any risk in the project, so the project will not success. So if we identify analysis phase is good, then the project will always success. This spiral model does not work for smaller projects. Okay. So my screen is visible to everyone and my voice is audible. Please write a message in chat box. Okay. So today we discussion another model called so only 16 students are joined. Okay, another model called dynamic system development model. So we have again, so have again software development model is there. So it has different of methodologies are there. One of the methodology is DSDM. Okay. Next class I will explain about again. Okay. Today I will discussion about dynamic DSDM. So DSDM. So DSDM was developed in 1990s to meet the need for rapid business. So rapid business means nowadays business is fast flowing. So to meet the needs for rapid business, they developed a dynamic. Dynamic means runtime. So dynamic system development method. So but it was uh, officially in January 94, originated in January 1994 by a non-profit group in the UK. So to provide an industrial standard framework for the project delivery. So here in DSDM we have framework are there. The framework means nothing but to give set of rules for project. Okay. It provides a industry standard framework means related to a project. It provides some rules for a project delivery. Okay. So the first version got finished in January 19. Presently, we are using 4.2 in 2002. SDM is mainly used as a software development method. So DSDM is mainly used as a software development method. I already told you DSDM is an again software development approach. So again, software has different type of methodologies are there. One of the methodology is DSDM. Okay, and also here DSDM provides a framework, means set of rules for developing and also maintaining a system that meets the rigid time constraints. Means rigid time means not able to change. So by provide you set of rules for developing and maintaining that meets the rigid time constants. So the here we through the use of incremental prototyping, so we control then project management by using incremental prototyping. We have a controlled project management. So DSDM is a rapid application development. So rapid application development is also one of the software development model, just like waterfall model, incremental model. This is a rapid application development model is also one of the software development models. So here we used already RAD because we have to uh, we have to complete the project fastly, so we are using rapid application development method, and the command is DIE. is dynamic means runtime. So here we are using RAD method for fastly completing the project, and also dynamic means it is in runtime. Okay. So DSDM, and also DSDM does a much more comprehensive job, and also it provides DSDM is proven framework for agile project management and delivery, helping to deliver results quickly and effectively. So this DSDM helping to delivery results quickly and effectively. And also here the results of the software development are directly visible to the user. This DSDM mainly focuses on delivery on the business solutions rather than team activity. It mainly uh, focuses on delivery and business solutions. My screen is not visible. One minute, I'm checking. Now see, screen is visible. Please check once again. Now it is visible. Okay, this is DSDM. So DSDM focuses on delivery of the business solutions rather than team activity. Okay, and it is designed. In this DSDM is designed for them is prepared and design is developed and incorporated into system. And DSDM is particularly useful for the system to be developed in short time span. Okay, so this is used for the system to be developed in short time span. Okay, now it is okay. So this and also it is its DSDM goal is to deliver projects on time and on budget while adjusting for changing requirements along the way. I already told you DSDM is one of a number of agile methods for developing software and non-IT solution. This is one of the agile methodology. Agile. I will explain agile methodology tomorrow. And this method is particularly used for the system to be developed in short time span and where the requirements cannot be frozen at the start of the application building. And also here DSDM works on agile development including continuous users or customer involvement. And it is used here, it is an iterative incremental approach That was first conceived in 1994 when a project manager using another agile framework, that is the RAD methodology, determined that new iterative approach to software development should be need more and stricter guidance. Okay, so here we are using iterative and incremental approach, and this DSDM is a framework largely based on RAD, Rapid Application Development. I already told you, and it mainly focuses on information system projects that are characterized by tight schedule and budget. It is mainly concentrated on tight schedule and budget. And the method's primary aim is to deliver business needs. This method is mainly, the goal is deliver business needs and real-time benefits. Here DSDM also makes sure that the benefits are clear and has a feasible solution, and with solid foundation already in place before a project is started. It has to check all the, if the with solid foundation already in place before a project is started. So it will check all these benefits before starting the project. So this is about DSDM. So see, the DSDM has already you told you framework. Here it uses the DSDM provides a framework. See here, DSDM provides a framework. So here DSDM has 4 phases of frameworks, namely feasibility study and business study, functional model or prototype iteration, design and build iteration, last one implementation. This is the diagram. The representation of DSDM. First one, feasibility study, then business study, then functional model, design and build, and implementation. So this is a cycle. So what we have to do in feasibility study? So in feasibility study, so definition of the problem to be addressed. Okay, here what is the problem, and we have to see, we have to here we have definition of the problem to be addressed, and also assessments of cost and technical feasibility of delivering of a computer system to solve the business problems. So we have to assessments the cost and technical feasibility of the computer system to solve the business problems. That is about feasibility study. Then business study. This stage examines the influenced business processes. So here user groups involved and their respective needs and wishes. So in business study, user groups are involved and their respective needs and wishes are also there in business study. Then move to the functional model iteration, FMI. The focus is on refining and studying the business-based aspects of the computer system. Here we have to focus on refining and studying the business-based aspects of the computer system. Then design, build, and iteration. So in this, the product is designed and developed in iterations. In each iteration, a design model is made of the area being developed, and then that area is coded and reviewed. After developed, then the area is coded and reviewed. Then last one, implementation. So the air product is wrapped up, documentation is written, and reviewed is wrapped up, reviewed is drawn up, and comparing the requirements with their fulfillments in the product. We have to compare the requirements with their fulfillments in the product. The users are trained in how to use the system, and the users give approval to the system. So we have to train them the about how to use the systems, and also user give approval to the to that systems. Okay. Next, so here in DSDM we have 8 principles of DSDM are follows. So here we used 8 principles. We are using here 8 principles of DSDM. So first one is focus on business needs, then delivery on time. Next one, collaborate. Next, never compromise quality. Next, build incrementally from firm foundation. Next, develop iteratively and communicate continuously and clearly. Last one, demonstrate control. So first one, focus on business needs. So focus on business needs. In this firstly, remember that any decision taken on your project should be in line with your project goals. Should be in line with your project goals. Your project should be means to an end and not an end in your project goals. Okay. Means to an end or not an end in the end in itself. Here useful techniques such as time boxing, Moscow prioritization, so will help us to know on delivering what the business needs and when it needs it. Okay, here by using the methods techniques are like such as time boxing and Moscow. So Moscow means must have. Moscow means must have, should have, could have, and would have. So see here, must means must have, should have. These are on rules or techniques we call them. So must have, should have, could have, won't have. So in must have, that is feature. Here fundamental of the project is on time. That is must have. Then should have. This would probably be mandatory if you are using a conventional development approach, but the system can operate without them. Okay. So here important, but the project success does not rely on this. That is should have. Then could have. So these requirements can be delayed with some convenience. So here can easily be left out without impacting on the project. That is could have. Last one won't have. So these features are wanted, but their delay a later increment is ready accepted. So won't have this time round means can be left out this time and done at a later date. That is about must have, could, should have, could have, and won't have. Then we are using some other techniques called time boxing. So time boxing is associated with an incremental approach. Here the here the scope of the delivery for an increment is rigidly constrained by an agreed deadline. Okay, that is about time boxing. So here we are here deadline point. Before deadline we are complete our project. So for example, time boxing, for example, 6 weeks or less. Also a set of tasks resulting in a deliverable. So here tasks are fixed and not deliverable. This is about time boxing. Focusing on business. So in this, we have to understand the duties by using Moscow or time boxing techniques, and also develop a valid. Here we develop a valid business case, and also ensure continuous business commitment. Now to ensure here continuous business commitment. So this is about focus on business needs. Okay, does everybody understand about focus on business needs? Then I move to the delivery on time. Here, delivering projects on time is important for all projects. Okay, and is quite often for non-negatable, and also for more predictable delivery is plan or time boxing in to plan the time boxing means deadline time in advance and set a time frame for that. Here in this futures can vary depending on business priorities, but ensure that delivery date remains the same. We don't change the delivery time. Ensure that the delivery time, the date remains the same. Here we are using, here also we are using time boxing techniques and focus on business priorities. Mainly we focus on business priorities. Here predict deliveries and always hit deadlines. This is about delivery on time. This is the second principle in DSDM. Okay, next I move to the collaborate. Okay, so here cooperate and collaborate. Here your team should work collaboratively and feel able to make decisions on behalf of those they represent. So they have to make decisions on those they have to represent. Also here appoint subject matter experts on your team to ensure knowledge be shared. You have to appoint here subject matter experts to ensure the knowledge is shared. And also here stakeholders can share this knowledge with the project team through facilitate workshops. By conducting a workshop, they share the stakeholders share their knowledge with the project through workshops. Okay. In this involve stakeholders at the right time. And also we develop a one team culture in collaborate. Okay, and also here in this we involve business representatives. So in this collaborate also here involve business representatives also involves here. That is about collaborate. Next one, fourth principle, never compromise quality. Okay, in a DSDM, the level of quality to be delivered should be agreed at the start. So in this, the quality to be delivered should be agreed at the start. So all work should aim to achieve no more and no less to that level. So here all work should aim to achieve the no more and no less of that level, and be good enough to use, and be good enough to use. So, and also in this, build in quality by testing deliverables early and continuously. So here build in quality is testing deliverables early and continuously, and also reviewing constantly. This is about never compromise quality. In this, agree quality level at the start. So we have to agree the quality level at start, and also ensure quality is not a variable. Okay, and also in this, design, document and test. So we have never compromise on this type of uh, quality. Okay. Next one. Next, fifth one. Build incrementally from film foundation. So here DSDM advocates that before committing to significant development, teams must first understand the scope of the business problems to be solved. So here team must understand the scope of the business problem and the proposed solution. So we have to understand the problem, and also we have to give the proposed solution for that problem. However, not in such details that the project becomes paralyzed by overly detailed analysis of requirements. So here, we need a detailed analysis of the requirement. Okay. So you build incrementally, we have to deliver the business benefits early when possible, and also uh, raise priorities with each increment, and also in this continuously confirm that work is correct. So all these about build incrementally. Next one, develop iteratively. So the concept of iterative delivery is at the heart of using a DSDM approach. This is the heart of DSDM approach. So it is rare that anything is created perfectly first time with finer details. Okay, with finer details emerging rather than sooner. Okay, so if you embrace changes within your project, you will enable your team to produce work more accurately. So you will enable your team to produce work more accurately. Here in this, develop using your customers' feedback. So by taking a customer feedback, you have to develop your project, and also create enough design up front. So we have to create design up front, and also here experiment. We have to experiment the product and evolve and creative. So here experiment, and also we have to evolve and be creative. This is about develop iteratively. Next one, communication, communicate continuously and clearly. So here, don't let poor communication affect your project success. Encourage team interaction through daily stand-ups and workshops. You have to encourage your team by daily stand-ups and workshops to avoid crossed wires, or present your work early and often using models and prototypes. Okay. Always encourage informal or face-to-face communication with the team. So you have to daily communicate, face to face communicate with your team. So for this, in this communication, you have to make stakeholders expectations, manage stakeholders expectations, and also keep documentation simple and timely. Here interact through facilitated workshops. So we have to communicate through facilitated workshops. So this is about communication. So we have to communicate with our team through stand-ups and workshop. So this is about communication continuously and clearly. So last one, demonstrate control. It is essential that you are able to prove you are in control of your project. One way of achieving this is by making plans and progress visible to everyone. You have to make plans and visible to everyone. And also formal tracking and reporting should also be carried out. Measure your progress on the products delivered rather than the completed. So you have to rather than tasks are completed. You have to main concentrate on products delivered. In this, be proactive when monitoring progress. So be proactive when monitoring progress, and also your time box work and review regularly. You have to check the time box work and reviews regularly, and also evaluate continuing possible project viability. You have to evaluate continuing project viability. So these are the 8 principles of DSDM. So does everybody understand about the 8 principles of uh, dynamic system development methodologies? Okay, next time move to the another topic. What are the advantages? So what are the advantages of DSDM? So here I already told you, here users are highly involved in the development of the system. So they are for involving, so they get a grip on the software development project. So while they are involved in the development of the system, so they get a grip on the software development. So this is one of the advantages. So in this basic functionality is delivered quickly. Okay, this is one of the advantages, and more functionality is being delivered at frequent intervals. So remaining in the latter frequent intervals of time. Okay. Next, this method provides an easy access by developers to the end users. So this provides easy access to the developers and end users. And by using another advantage is projects are delivered on time within a specific budget. This is one of the advantage. And also another advantage is mainly focus on the business. And also it never compromise quality. This DSDM never compromise quality. And also it communicate continuously and clearly. In this, you have to communicate continuously and clearly. In this, delivery advantage is delivery on time, and also system is on budget. And another advantage is the final system is more likely to meet the user real business requirements. So the main advantage is to meet the users real business requirements. And some of other advantages are users are already involved in the development. Okay. So these are some of the advantages of DSDM. So and then move to the disadvantages. So here DSDM is costly to implement because we are always it requires users, and here already I told you users are involved in this. So here, because why it is costly means it requires users and developers both to be trained to employ it efficiently. This is one of the disadvantages in DSDM, and it may not be suitable for small organization or on-time projects. So this is not suitable. Okay, and it is a relatively new model, and it is not very common and easy to understand. So it is very difficult to understand this model, and team will have special functionalities. This is one of the disadvantages, and this method may not be used for large, unique or highly complex projects. This method may not be used for large, unique or highly complex projects. In this development phase can overlap. Okay, break down the communication barriers between interested and parties. So this is about disadvantages in DSDM. Next, need of DSDM or when to use. So in appropriate projects, that is real time and also safety critical, and we have well defined requirements, and when have no fixed end date and reusable components, we use this DSDM method, and also appropriate projects. So I already we are using here time boxing or Moscow. So prioritizable requirements we are using DSDM, and also fixed ended we are using DSDM. Clear defined users also we are using DSDM. With the break we can be broken down also we are using DSDM. And when the delivers working system to organize in a short period of time, we use DSDM. And a typical DSDM project delivers on operational system within 6 months. So this is one of the need for DSDM. Gets people to work together in such a way that business goals are profitably accomplished. So that's why we need a DSDM. And also need for DSDM is focuses on the current requirements. Also we need DSDM. So these are the all these about the dynamic system development model. So so far covered waterfall model, spiral model, iterative incremental model, and dynamic system model. So it is one of the methodologies in agile model. Okay, so uh, so does everybody understand all these four models? So anybody any doubt regarding these models? Please write a message in chat box. So so I move to the another model is agile model. So before talking about agile model, so the agile model, uh, this agile model is developed by some of the disadvantages. These are developed some of the disadvantages in previous model. They overcome these disadvantages by using agile model. So these disadvantages are they update these disadvantages are modified in agile model. So first of all, we already know about waterfall model. So some of the problems with waterfall model is unclear requirements. If there is a unclear requirements, this is also problem with waterfall model. And also, is there any requirement changes? Is requirement changes also is a problem in waterfall model, because it is a top to bottom approach, not it's bottom to top. So once the one phase is completed, only move to the another phase. So if the any requirement changes, it is also problem in the waterfall model. And also lack of involvement of the customer, then accuracy of estimation. These are some of the problems in waterfall model. Accuracy of estimation, then last minute correction difficult, and not much time for testing. This is one of the problem with waterfall model. And no time to fix test defects. So here no time to fix the test defects. And also lot of documentation and lot of tension before final delivery. So these are the problems with the waterfall model. So these disadvantages are can be overcome using agile model. So agile method are designed to overlap these disadvantages. So see here, so the previous software development methodologies, the major difficulties faced. So the major difficulties faced by previous methodologies, see here, first one, difficulty to accommodate change requirements. So when there are changes in the requirements, it requires to change the entire design. So in modern software project, changes requires from customer. So in modern software project, changes required from customers have become common. Okay, customers have become common. So here almost 50% of the requirements will be new, and they should be modified and started again. So it leads to lot of rework and process in and also it leads to a lot of rework and process is sometimes inefficient. So this is about difficult to accommodate change requirement. Then documentation driven. So usually lot of work and pressure is invested in preparing the documentation. So according to some estimates, 50% of development efforts are invested in preparing documentation. So this main documentation is needed in every model. This is the another disadvantage or difficulties faced in previous models. Okay, so in agile model, we have as compared to documentation is less as compared to previous models. Last one, too rigid. Okay, in the rigid means not able to change. Okay, in this previous methodologies, no significant code reuse is made. In the previous one, we never reuse the code. So no significant code is made during software development. The new code is written through the code. So here the new code is written through the code can be reused and is making the project too rigid. So reused and making the project too rigid. So these are the some of the difficulties in previous model. So agile methods are designed to overlap these disadvantages or difficulties. So the most change implemented by using technique is whenever the incremental feature is developed, the software is immediately released to the customers. So when there is any changes in the software, it is immediately released to the customer for their use and feedback. So for their usage and feedback, we have to once the feature is added to the software, we have to immediately release to the customer to their for they are using their software and provide feedback about that. So this is some so these difficulties work we are using agile model. So this model is now all the software companies use this agile model. So this is very important model. So all of you must know about these life cycle models or software development models. Okay. So this is about tomorrow we will discuss about software models. One of the model agile model tomorrow we will discuss in depth. So so far all the topics are clear. So today I am ending the session. Uh, Anybody has any doubt, please write a message in the chat box. Otherwise, I am ending the session today. Okay, thank you.